So, good afternoon, welcome back to the channel for video number 3, video number tres. I don't know any other languages to say number 3 in. Um, so, yeah, I think I'm afraid you're only going to get an English and a Spanish version of that, but welcome back to the channel. Hope you all doing well. This video, third video of the afternoon, will be about Donny van der Beek. Is he leaving United for good? Is his time at the club finished? Or is it just another case of a player going out on loan just to soften the wage bill slightly, just for him to come back and continue to be a Manchester United player the season after that? We'll discuss in what's going on that front, basically, because we've got a few bits of information regarding that, and also Axel Disasi, and is he actually a genuine target for Manchester United? Because as we've heard, he is pretty close to leaving AS Monaco, the French centre back, 6'2", and we'll take a little bit of a deep dive into his player profile and get to know him a little bit more. But what better place to start than Donny van der Beek, who is one of the reported potential outgoings here at Manchester United, as was reported by Fabrizio Romano back on the 6th of June, that Donny van der Beek will explore options on the market in the next weeks as he could leave Manchester United, which, as we know, I think he's pretty much on most people's sell lists. Donny loves the club and Ten Hag, but he needs and wants to play regularly next season. Told he'll be ready for pre-season after a long injury. Now, that was published on the 6th of June. We've got a follow-up statement here, also from Fabrizio Romano. He's literally just replied to his own tweet, or basically retweeted it, or caption tweet. It's where you get the little old posting sides. It's like tweetception, but basically posted about an hour ago thereabouts that Donny van der Beek exploring options to leave Manchester United, as called 2 weeks ago on the 6th of June. AS Roma are currently not in talks or concrete negotiations to sign Donny, but there are multiple clubs keeping an eye on the situation. So we've been dropped a name in AS Roma as to a potential club that Donny could go on loan next season and get some first team football as per his request. You know, it's what he wants, it's what he's looking for, is what he's after, is what he says he needs to progress his career. So I'm not totally against that. I'm not completely against. Well, I say not totally against it. As I believe that, yes, he does need to play first team football, but in terms of a loan deal, I was more thinking that perhaps it's a case of time for a change for you. You know, time for you to be out the door on a permanent basis. And I think there's some people who feel about the situation on a similar basis, where I think the road to Donny van der Beek leaving Manchester United sort of starts now. Whether it's a straight leave out the door, off you go, goodbye, or if it's you're going on loan, but once you're back, that loan deal is what secures your transfer move for next summer. Maybe it's one of those situations. So yeah, we'll have to see what happen, what Donny wants to do, and what the club decide to do with him. But personally, in my perspective, I believe that Donny should be a player who's just sold instantly. If you can get a good price for him, do so. But if you're looking to loan Donny van der Beek to sell him next summer, then I don't know I'm not too sure about the wisdom of that when we've got pretty big problems that we've got to deal with now and today. And if you're starting to try and backlog this process by putting everything on hold for an extra year, it's probably going to make your job, but rather whoever else, perhaps, because we're talking about Man United's board here, there's probably going to be more different people doing their jobs by the time next summer comes around. Because I cannot see for the life of me a Qatar takeover. I cannot for the life of me see John Murtaugh or Richard Arnold staying. no way, no way are those two staying. And it's just not so much making those two people's jobs harder, but rather whoever takes over is also just adding more work for them to do next summer. So personally, I would just be on I'm on the train of just selling him, just get take the money now and not have to worry about him later on. All respects due to Donny, and sure it didn't work out for him. I don't think we ever really got to see just what Donny could have done for this club, because I mean Solskjaer just didn't care enough for the life of him to try and play Donny van der Beek, and then under Ralph Rangnick everyone was a disaster, and then under Ten Hag he spent most of the season injured. So yeah, it's not looking it's not been looking too great for the past 2-3 years for Donny. So for me, sell, you know, don't bother about all the hassle and all the backlog that will come um, with the situation for Donny van der Beek if he does go on loan, and basically just try not to be adding more baggage to the situation, because I think if you're just loaning someone, you're almost saying to your manager, oh, but they might do really good, and then you've got someone else to think about, and it's just like, I don't want more to think about. I want less to think about. I want more things sorted out now. I want more things off my plate now. I want a clearer picture. That's what Ten Hag wants. That's what he needs. That's what all managers need. Sort out, yeah, pull up the weeds, pull up the dead weeds, right? Don't let them sit there and fester and say, well, I've sorted it out in a couple of weeks' time, when all the weeds and overgrowth has just doubled up and it's thicker, it's harder to get rid of. Don't create that problem for yourself. Like, sort it out now and get it resolved. Get him out the door if you have to. And that's just me. That's how I would approach the situation. I don't know what you guys think. Whether you guys might be to sell Donny van der Beek instantly. You guys might be, yeah, a loan will be good for him. Or you might even be in the camp where you say, well, I believe in Donny, that I think he could be good for us if we give him a proper chance and if he doesn't get injured. It's not the case that he's injury prone. It's that he's just had, when he's gotten injured this season, he's gotten injured because of another player. Thank you. I think was it Reading or was it Charlton? I can't remember. I think Reading well, Ericsson got injured in the Reading game, and I think it was Donny got injured in the Charlton game. I think so. Yeah, Championship clubs go do one, go swivel on one. Um, but yeah, essentially that's just how I would deal with things. I don't know what you guys think. Do be sure to let me know down in the comments below uh, what you would do with Donny van der Beek and where you stand on the Donny van der Beek situation. But moving on, we have a transfer rumor, a target of a Monaco centre back, Axel Disasi. So, so this it's not exactly a young French centre back. He's mid-20s, so older than I was expecting. I was thinking this sort of, when I saw the name firsthand, I thought it was going to be one of those sort of 21, 22-year-old centre backs where you think, okay, fair enough. So it's a lesser known target. You're looking to sign him and bring him in and progress his career and turn him into I wouldn't say a world beater, but as close to that as you can. But he's 25 years of age, 6'2", made 38 appearances for the club last season. So that is essentially played 97% of all minutes played last season, and was featured in the starting 11 97% of this season. He has had 3 goals and 3 assists last season, 3 yellow cards, but a 9% goal participation on the club's basis. So centre backs, but has played at right back before as well. But in terms of centre back, I don't know if it's more like the case if he plays both left side and right side, because he is a right-footed centre back. But yeah, relatively interesting. He moved to Monaco from Stade or Stade Reims. Stade Reims, I think that's how you pronounce it. On the 2021 season, he moved for 13 million euros. So if we are looking to signing him, I wouldn't say that he's going to be an expensive signing for us. So it's an option I would explore. I think it's a very very much less obvious signing to go for. But dependent on what the scouting is saying, if he is genuinely a warranted target, then I don't see why you shouldn't explore it. I don't see why you shouldn't entertain the idea, and especially if Eric is okay with the idea, if he's entertained by the idea, then it's definitely something you should explore. It's definitely a signing that you should enter the negotiations, start talking to the club, start talking to the players, put out feelers a bit more, and start to understand what sort of a deal that you are walking yourself into. Testing the waters, because I mean, Disasi, I think it's 2 seasons he's been there. Has he been there 2 seasons? Yes, I think it has been. Yeah, so 21, 22, yeah, 22, 23. So he's been there 2 seasons, 2 full seasons, and he feels that it's high time to potentially take advantage of the market at the moment and try and see a move to a bigger club, take another step up. I think it's fair if he's got the ambition to go up to the next stage in his career, then all for it, and best of luck to him. But if it's a link to Manchester United, then of course we'll entertain the idea. We'll have a look in depth into him. Now, I don't have all of the statistics and all of the XGs and expected this, expected that, expected chance of rain. Like I don't go into that sort of depth. We'll leave that to the what we can call the stats nerds. We'll leave that to the stats nerds, but not a terrible option for a centre back, and a viable presence in the air. Good aerial threat. There's one thing that we don't do anywhere near enough of at Manchester United, is scoring goals from corners and scoring headers, because we just don't have much of a threat from the set pieces. And if you're adding a player who is quite competent to battling in the air as well, I'm all for it. I think that's it should be a viable addition. I don't really know how quick he is on the ground, but yeah, I think it's just one of those. Don't really know too much about him, haven't watched him before. So if for anyone in the comments who has watched him before, if you know much about him, then do share with the group. This is an AA meeting here in football terms. Share with the group, discuss what you know, share with us your knowledge. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all we have going for Disasi at the moment. So yeah, in respects to the news reports on this one, MUFC is eyeing Axel Disasi. The defender is having ongoing discussions with United over a possible move to Old Trafford this summer. Disasi is close to leaving Monaco. This was reported by both Foot Mercato and Sports Witness. Now, just seen someone call him the French Tuanzebe. Maybe he is. Honestly, maybe he actually is a French Axel Tuanzebe. I mean, they're both called Axel, so why not? Why wouldn't he be? But yeah, it's one of those things. I'll leave the experts, the transfer gurus, to publish the information and to rate this player for us, so that we know more of what we're walking ourselves into. But that's basically the most I've got here. So I'll let y'all go on to explore more information about the player, maybe go watch some compilations. I'm sure there's going to be stuff out there. The second a player gets mentioned next to a club's name, you'll see all sorts of compilations coming out and saying that he's the best thing since sliced bread. So God only knows what goes on with the speculative world of football and why everyone gets hyped up into oblivion. I don't understand it. And yeah, we'll just have to see what happens in terms of whether this interest is genuine, whether it's just more paper talk, or whether it is actually a serious case that Manchester United are looking at the alternative options compared to a Kim Min Jae or a Urian Timber, and they're genuinely looking at a player that won't burst the bank for Manchester United, and this is probably the sort of player that wouldn't do that. I can't imagine that it should. And I can't imagine that Monaco should be commanding a resounding fee for him. I imagine about it potentially 25, 30 million pounds. I'll be looking at that sort of a fee. I mean, it's quite expensive for a player that I just don't know about. But if I'm rating players in this market, it's probably accurate. It's probably thereabouts. But you guys are gonna have to let me know in the comments what you think about this. Whether you see this as a viable target, whether you think that this is whether you think that is a French Axel Tuanzebe, maybe he's a French Phil Jones. We just don't know it yet, or maybe he is the next Maldini. I mean, he's mid-20s, so I can't imagine he's going to reach those sorts of levels anytime soon. But yeah, we don't know. We don't know. He could be a late bloomer. But let me know what you think. Whether you believe in Disasi being a valid signing for Manchester United, or whether you think steer well clear of them, steer well clear. Yeah, don't hit that iceberg. Probably a bit too soon to make that sort of a joke, but anyhow, um, be sure to drop a like and destroy the subscription button and turn your notification bell on, because there's probably set to be one more video coming out today. As to what the contents of that video is, I do not know yet. I've not gone around to it, but if something very valid comes up, then we'll be onto it in a jiffy. Surprisingly enough, I didn't know this, but a jiffy, I think it was a jiffy, is apparently 0.00001 seconds. Like a thousandth of a second, apparently, is the a jiffy is the descriptive term for a thousandth of a second. I don't know how true that is, or whether it's just I'm being taken for a fool. Probably the latter, but whatever that is, whatever that means. Um, but yeah, as for me, I'm checking out for now. Look out for later on. You'll probably see another video come out as to what it's going to be about. I guess, as Josh Kroenke says for Arsenal, be surprised, or be excited. Be excited. That's what he said. Is be excited, but like Josh Kroenke, I must say this: be surprised and be expecting the unexpected. Whoever may have mortalized that term, I don't know. I don't know who's mortalized what terms these days. It's just one of those that we'll probably get to a point in life and society where we discover that half of the terms we used in our everyday conversations now have trademarks on them, and you have to pay for licensing to talk. It'd probably get to that stage at some point, but yeah, you just have to see what happens. This world is just a bundle of mysteries, and whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, we'll have to see. But I gotta love you and leave you for now, and we'll be seeing y'all again most likely at about 8 o'clock tonight, and catch you on the next one. I'm out skis. Goodbye.